Ouch! Ooh! Careful, irons are hot. Welcome back to A Cat of All Crafts. In this video, we're gonna do one of my favorite hobbies that got me back into crafting after a long hiatus. Perler beads. Perler beads are small, fusible plastic beads that you can make all kinds of art with. From magnets to keychains to large pieces of art, they're really flexible for creating unique pieces to display around your home or to give as gifts. They're made from a food-grade plastic that's called low-density polyethylene, and once you've created your artwork, you can use an iron to fuse all the beads together and make them solidify. Well, maybe not solidify, but connect together. You may have heard Perler beads called Hama Beads or Artkal Beads or something similar along those lines. Those are really just the brand names, but they're really just fusible beads of plastic that you can create with. About 6 years ago, when I started streaming on Twitch, the first thing I ever made on stream was large-scale Perler bead art. In fact, this was one of the very first pieces I ever made on stream. I also made this portrait of Jester Lavore while I was watching Critical Role. I also made my old stream logo. And one of the last things I made on stream with Perler beads was this portrait of Harley and Ivy. It's one of my favorites. When I used to create with Perler beads, I would use the mini versions because I thought that I got a lot more detail in a lot smaller of a space to create really cool, big artwork. You can also find the normal-sized Perler beads, which you may have used as a kid to create things as well. But today, I'm going to show you how to use Perler beads to make keychains and magnets and other little trinkets. And I'm going to draw my inspiration from Stardew Valley. We'll be making the blue chicken, a Junimo, and your farm cat. Stardew Valley just had a big update released and people are going wild over playing and getting back into the game again. So let's make some cute things from Stardew Valley with Perler beads. To get started making Perler bead art, you're going to need pegboards. These are the small size pegboards that work with the mini bead size. Make sure if you are going to be making your own Perler bead art that you have pegboards that are for the right size of the beads that you have. These boards interlock, so if you wanted to create something larger, you could, and that's how I would make my larger scale art. You'll also need something to place your beads with. You can do it by hand, but I also really like these bent nose tweezers. And you'll need your beads. I think I only need one tray to make the blue chicken, so let's start with one tray. You can find resources to make your own Perler bead art all over the internet, but if you're specifically looking for pixel art, you can try sites like Spriter's Resource and Caddy Patterns. I'll leave links below for you to check them out. I just noticed that I have some food coloring on my hands. Oh, your hands are never clean when you're a crafter. Don't mind my mixed beads. That's one of the unfortunate things that happens when you have cats. And it's one of the main reasons why I don't actually do Perler art that often anymore. Just pick a place to get started and just start lining on your beads, following your pattern. I can tell it's been a while since I've done this because I'm getting very slow. I have a Stardew confession to make that maybe I shouldn't make this early into the video, but I have never played that far into the game. For me, it's the fishing. I always get stuck fishing and I get frustrated and I quit. And if you guys are wondering how I picked out the colors for these, to be honest, I just kind of eyeballed what looked good to me. You can find exact color matches. You can find websites where you can convert your pictures or your patterns into patterns that are specifically labeled with their Artkal number or their Hama bead number or their Perler bead number. But I chose for this project today to just kind of relax and pick some colors I liked to work with. You can see how shaky my hands are today. Jeez. I think I had enough caffeine. And now I'll just fill in the rest with the light blue. And there you have it. A rare blue chicken. All we have to go do now is max out our relationship status with Shane, right? Let's set that aside and start on our Junimo. We're going to do the same thing where we're going to start with the outline first and then fill in from there. So let's grab our black and get going. This might be a problem at the end. These don't really connect, so I might alter this pattern just slightly so that the little feet stand a better chance. Back when I did Perler bead art a lot more, I only had one cat. I just had Miss Dagny. And I have since acquired 3 more cats. We have Wisp, Marceline, and Kima. Dagny is never much of one to jump up on tables, on laps, on anything. She's usually pretty respectful to not jump on tables or counters or anything. But our new kitties, this new brood of kitties, they are not. They are very much the type to jump up and just kind of get on top of whatever you're doing. And this is one of the reasons why I actually don't do Perler bead art much anymore. Because I was doing differently. I was doing a diamond painting and my cat jumped up right into the bin of diamonds. Spilled everything everywhere. Now, luckily with diamond painting, they stick down right away onto the canvas. So it wasn't as bad as it could have been. But with Perler beads, I have had them knock my entire storage bin on the floor. I've had them jump onto things that I was building, crafting. And it's not their fault. They just want attention. They want love, and I'm happy to give it. But it's one of the reasons that I don't do the large scale stuff any longer. I'm okay doing these smaller pieces because I can do them fairly quickly and put them away in one session. But with the large scale pieces, it would sometimes take months to complete them. And it would be absolutely heartbreaking to put that much time and effort into one of my projects and then just have it get destroyed because a cat jumped up on it. There we have our green Junimo. I didn't have colors that matched the cat super well, So we're kind of winging this one. The very first time I ever played Stardew Valley was on my Twitch stream, and I came back to my farm after wandering around town one day, and I saw my cat laying on the stoop, like cats do, like cats are wont to do. But the way that the cat was pixelated in the game, I thought the cat had died, and I almost started crying, and I was so upset. I just realized that there's like no rhyme or reason as to where I go to pick up beads each time. I just kind of just find some that look cool and pick them up. The Gray Tabby Farm Cat from Stardew Valley. Next, we are going to be ironing each one of these. There's a couple different ways you can do that. Most Perler Bead kits come with this semi-wax paper. You can use parchment paper, just something that's not going to stick. Now, one thing I didn't think about is normally what I do is I use a masking tape method like this that I used on this bell bag. And that allows me to take the piece off and iron it this way, and then peel the masking tape off at the end, and the image will be facing the way that I want it to. These I didn't mirror, so they're going to be backwards, but that's fine. So what you do in this method is you take masking tape that's not super sticky, like maybe a painter's tape, lay it flat over. What that does is it allows you to take it off of the board to iron it when it's not on the plastic board, just in case you accidentally melt your board. It happens not often if you're careful, but you can ruin boards that way. I have this little mini iron that's really, really cool and great for crafts. So let's go ahead, and you're not going to use any steam. You're going to just gently melt your beads. You can kind of see them dilating and becoming a little bit wider of O's, or wider circle shapes. And that tells you they're all fusing together just fine. Now, how much or how little you iron this depends on your preference. I tend to like mine to be fairly open still and have that kind of really pixelated look. That looks pretty good to me. Okay. Ouch! Ooh. Careful, irons are hot. Set that one aside. I'm also going to do this bell bag that I made a while ago, just to show you how one on the masking tape would work. All right, here's our Junimo. Peel him off the wax paper. He looks pretty good to me. He's very cute. I think he'll make an excellent magnet. And we have our cat. Looking good, looking good. This I think I'm gonna turn into a keychain. And our chicken. Oh, I love the chicken. The chicken was so good. And our bell bag. Now with this one, once it's cooled down, you can come back here and peel the masking tape off. Now this has been sitting probably for a year and I feel kind of bad about not ironing it. So this might not peel off super great. Oop, there's a cat hair. Always. Oh, that table shake was a cat jumping up onto the table. That's exactly why I can't do this stuff anymore. Okay, so it's actually peeling off pretty nice. And there are our 4 pieces that we made tonight. Now let's see how we're going to finish them off. Let's start out by turning this one into a keychain. Now, normally if you were going to do this in a keychain, I would probably iron both sides so it was a little more firm when it's done. Some people think this is the back, some people like this is the back. But if you're going to make it into a keychain, I would suggest that you make sure that it's a little bit more stable. There we go. And I have more of these star keychains, like from our last video, that we can just connect here. And there you have a Stardew Valley cat keychain. Let's turn these last 3 into magnets. They'll make really, really cute fridge decorations. So I have 3 magnets here. And I have just a mini tube of E6000. Be very, very careful with this stuff. It is industrial strength adhesive. It does stink a little bit, so I recommend using it in a ventilated area. It will eventually not smell on your projects. It just takes like 24 to 48 hours before the smell goes away, so just be patient with it. So let's get our tube open here. Oops. And like I said, be very careful with this stuff because it is industrial strength. Flip our Junimo over. Okay. Some glue. Ooh, there's not very much in this tube. Oh, that's too much. Stick that on there. And now our blue chicken. There we have it. So much glare from my ring light. So we have a Junimo magnet, our blue chicken magnet, a bell bag, and a kitty keychain. Which one do you think turned out best? Today we used mini Artkal beads to make magnets and keychains out of fuse beads. This is really a hobby that I have a lot of fun with, and if I didn't have so many pets, I would be doing a lot more of the large scale stuff because it's just very soothing to sit and place the beads and create your image and watch it all come together. But you can always still make the smaller things and they're less of a pet hazard. Have you ever made anything with fused beads? Tell me in the comments below if this is a craft that you did in your childhood or later in life as well. That's it for this episode of A Cat of All Crafts. Be sure to hit subscribe and ring that notification bell so you know when the next episode comes out. Leave a comment below and like this video if you enjoyed your time here today. Not quite sure what our next episode's gonna be, but I'm sure it'll be fun, so be sure that you're following so you know exactly when it comes out. I'll see you guys soon.